Sema spokes, Bonga and Gava. Last week, we were able to have this session here. We were discussing about affordable housing. And then we went to the Mtaa at Bunge la Mwananchi, although that one was not carried live here. But today, we are very happy. For the first time, we do have the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, the mother corporation, with us, covering this program all of the way from the Office of the Government Spokesperson's Media Center to the whole nation. We are streaming live on all our socials, spokesperson GOK, X, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, but also we are streaming live on KBC Digital. Today, we have a very interesting guest, none other than the Principal Secretary for Blue Economy and Fisheries, Madam Betsy Muthoni Njagi. We shall be hearing from her because this week we are focusing on blue economy and maritime affairs as the theme of this year's Madaraka Day that will be celebrated on 1st of June at the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay County. We shall be looking at what is it that we have in our country, the landing sites. She'll be telling us more. And from Wednesday, we shall have the official opening, and then we shall have the Deputy President, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and the President culminating on Sunday, giving a State of the Nation address on the various issues that affect this country. So today, this is our podcast, Sema Spokes, Bonga and Gava. We do have our live audience here. They will be asking questions, and also we shall be coming to you so that we can hear from you kutoka upande ule mwingine wa mambo ya kimtandao. So, P.S. Betsy, how was your day today?
Amazing, Maura, and thank you for having us.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
And thank you, KBC, for hosting us today.
Thank you. Now, who is Betsy? You look young, you look beautiful. You are the most unlikely person to be the you know, a PS at your age. You look young, you look beautiful. I mean, like, I'm sure you attract so many, a lot of admiration from people. Who is Betsy?
Thank you, Maura, and thank you for the compliments. Betsy is a lady from Tharaka Nithi County.
The county of the Deputy President?
Of course, yes. Tharaka Nithi County, in a place called Chuka,
okay,
in a ward called Karingani Ward.
Okay.
Betsy grew up in Chuka. I'm a sister, I'm an auntie, and I'm a daughter to my amazing parents, Mr. and Mrs. Njagi, and I'm proud to work for the government of Kenya.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So now, how did you end up becoming a principal secretary? Because, I mean, it's unlikely. You know, before you used to know PSS who are old with a lot of gray hair. Now he is a young, beautiful woman, you know. What were you doing before you became principal secretary? Did you ever imagine that one day you become one?
My dreams have been always to go to MIA, of course, and of course to work in different capacity at the private sector, the public sector, and of course to empower the young people in this country, the young people across the globe. So Betsy went to schools in the area of the Tharaka Nithi and Meru counties. After that, I joined Jomo Kenyatta University, which I did my undergrad, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Then I went to do my master's at the University of Nairobi, master's in Project Planning and Management. And after
Where
that,
did you say you went for your bachelor's degree?
In JKUAT, Jomo Kenyatta University.
Okay. You know, the other day we were having a banter, and I think you saw it.
Yes, yes.
About who went to which university.
Yes.
And so there are people who went to the university.
The university,
and some of us went to, they say that of names of people and places.
Yes, I can imagine. But you see,
yes.
All those universities in Kenya, they produce very good students.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to be associated with at least JKUAT and the University of Nairobi.
So you went to the University of Nairobi?
Of course.
The only university to produce a president with a PhD, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But I went to KU.
KU is an amazing university. It produces look at you, Maura.
Well, thank you, Betsy. But you know, We say also we run the, okay, you may be ahead, but we run the country, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yes. Yeah. And also, of course, is to commend the young people. There are so many universities in Kenya now, and we appreciate the government for the support so that in every region there's a university. And you can see the product that is producing to our young people. So we are proud. Wonderful. And all the university, including the private universities, they are good university as we can be able to produce good. After that, Maura, my first job was in the Mata Hospital. I was an intern.
Are you serious?
Yes, in IT. Then I went...
In IT?
Yes.
So unajua kushikanisha mawaya?
Yes.
Vile wewe ni mrembo hivi unajua kushikanisha mawaya?
Ukilikuta ground utashangaa.
Kwa ground mambo ni different, eh?
Yes. Okay. Then I was privileged to join Safaricom Limited, where I worked there for a few years. Okay. After that, when Telcom changed to Orange, I went to Telcom Kenya. Okay. I was in charge of projects in the region, in Telcom Kenya. After that, I went to Dimension Data. It's a group that owned Access Kenya Group and Internet Solutions.
Yani mnasikia hiyo mistari, eh? Yani Sema na spokes Bonga na Gava. Kama unatujoin ujue, yani unasikia venye Gava inasema. Yani your CV is very rich.
Thank you, Maura.
So after Telcom?
After Telcom, I went to Dimension Data. It's a group that owned Access Kenya Group and Internet Solutions, South Africa. Yes. I worked there for 4 years. I was the head of projects in East Africa. Okay. And we were able to do the TCAT that was held in Kenya and the WTO project. The
TCAT, the one that for Amina Mohammed?
Yes.
The first one in Africa, for the outside Japan?
Yes, we were providing connectivity in Durban and in Europe. So we were able to do a lot.
Do you speak some bit of Japanese?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
I would have told you, watashi wa maora the finest.
I'm taking Japanese. Yes, so after that, I felt that it's about time to go serve our people. So I went to the Rakanidi County, where I served as a chief officer for 5 years.
In charge of what?
In charge of, I started as the chief officer for ICT and energy. Yes. Then I went to ICT and infrastructure. Yes. And before I finished, I was having also ICT and medical services. So
that is to mean you can make a very good ICT something. Yes. And then what I like about your history is that actually the ICT thing, the chief officer position is basically kama kuwa tu
PS. It's a accounting officer.
So ulikuwa miaka 5 umeprepare kuwa PS. Imagine.
Yes.
You know?
So that's how I got here, because if you look at my career journey, I've worked for the last 20 years.
Wow. You don't look like it. You look actually the 20 years.
We thank God. We thank God. You know? We thank God for that. And I also thank my parents. I thank also my bosses along the journey. They have made me who I am today. My colleagues whom I was able to work with in various sectors. That teamwork and passion and the drive to do what is good has brought us here.
So now look at that camera.
Yes.
Straight ahead.
Yes.
Say something to some young people who would want to be like you.
To my brothers and sisters, the young people, in all spheres of life, you can be anything you want. All you need to do is believe in yourself, and I believe also you need to be humble. Always be humble. For me, one of my virtues and my most desirable thing in life is humility. Humility, believe in God, work hard, you can be anything you want in this life.
Very good. Let's clap for our PS Betsy Modoni. Let's clap. Isn't it amazing? Those people who are here with me. Isn't it amazing? Yes. Haya, mpatie mwenzako high five. Sema tuko na Betsy. Sema na spokes Bonga na Gava.
Thank you, Maura. Thank you.
Sema vizuri kabisa. Tuko na Betsy. Sema na spokes Bonga na
Gava.
Hapo kabisa.
And Maura, maybe to mention one thing.
Yes.
As I said, I've had amazing people who have been my mentors. And today, as a PS for Blue Economy and Fisheries, first and foremost, I thank the Almighty God for this opportunity. Yes. I thank my parents for giving me the platform to be able to go to school and attain my education. And of course, I thank His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, for entrusting me to run this department as one of his PSs. And I can tell you for a fact, the government led by the President is a government that is people-centric. And our motto, you know our motto.
Yes.
the better motto.
Yes, yes.
So this is a government that is really people-centric, and he has given us a platform to be able to thrive in that. So we thank God for that.
Wonderful. So the president is your mentor?
Yes, he is.
How does he inspire you?
He inspires me because if you look at the president, he understands all the 47 counties. He went to each and every county.
Yes.
We were privileged to host him in Tharaka-Nithi.
Yes.
And he spoke to each and every person in a forum, in an empowerment forum, to understand the needs of the people.
Yes.
So if you look at the programs that were designed by the Kenya Kwanza plan,
yes,
they are people-centric.
Yes, yes,
and most importantly is to empower our communities.
Yes.
He's thinking about the old, he's thinking about the youth, he's thinking about the women in this whole sphere.
Yes.
And it's us now to continue implementing these policies.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, let's come to the policies.
Yes.
Now you're in charge of the blue economy. Unajua sometimes wakisema uchumi samawati inakuwa na ile stories za kwani kuna uchumi ya red, kuna uchumi ya green. Hii blue economy nayo iko namna gani? Silia atuambie. Atushow, si ndio? Atushow nini imbai?
Atushow hii blue inasema.
Hii blue iko si ndio? Ama ni blue ya hii wall, si ndio? Kuna wenye tunataka kushikanisha hii rada, si ndio? Bajenzi mnasemaje? Si iko chonjo, iko wax, iko bia. Haya basi. Sasa PS.
Yes.
You've been the PS for blue economy now for how long now?
For 2 years and a few months.
So tell us, what is the national vision of the blue economy? Why did we have to have a state department for blue economy and fisheries? Before we used to have Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries.
Yes.
So now it's blue economy and fisheries. You know, livestock is different, it's a different ministry. Now it's part of mining. Why do you think it's there? And then you can tell us, I mean, what is it that we can... So generally, give us the national vision before we come to what maybe you have been able to do so far.
Okay, when you look at blue economy, if you look at blue economy, as you said clearly, uchumi samawati. Ukienda Tanzania wanaita uchumi blue, walisema Kiswahili yetu si sanifu. So wanaita uchumi blue.
Tunatohoa tu, translation.
Yes. So blue economy, basically, it's any activity that is done within the blue space. What is the blue space? The blue space is the ocean, the sea, the lakes, the rivers, anything that is happening, any economic activity that is happening in the blue space, that is blue economy.
But on a light touch,
yes.
Well, honestly, to comply, carpet near blue, wall near blue, hata watu wengine hapa wamevaa blue.
Naona mrembo hapa amevaa blue.
Na hata tali mwingine hapa.
So when you look at the vision of the president,
yes,
previously you said it very clearly. We are only focusing on fisheries.
Yes, yes.
But fisheries is just one aspect in blue economy. If you look at blue economy, there's tourism. If you go to Lamu, the shores of Lamu, they do very good sports tourism for sports fishing in blue economy. We have communities that we have empowered to do ecotourism. They have built mangroves, restaurants on the creek. Go to Kilifi, go to Lamu, go to Mombasa. These are communities we have supported. And within that blue space, they are doing beekeeping. Actually, the best honey is gotten from the mangroves restoration elements.
Really?
Yes.
Like I have actually been to Congo estuary.
Yes.
You know, next there to the Diani Hapo.
Yes.
Those mangrove. So when we restore the mangroves, we got the best honey?
Yes, we support communities to put beehives within the mangroves restoration. It's part of the community empowerment. Okay. And they're able to harvest honey from that, and they're able to sell. So, yes.
So in terms of, let me just ask you another question deeply. So why, because the blue economy, I think the focus started in the last administration.
Yes.
And there was actually a special unit kind of within the presidency.
Yes.
Which my office is in,
yes,
on blue economy. But now it's a whole state department.
Yes.
So why did we, and then we had a huge blue economy conference, I think with, is it Sweden or Denmark?
Yes.
One of the countries. So why then are we focusing on what is in it for us? Why should we put our resources, our taxes in this blue economy? So
you have clearly put it out. If you look at the conference that happened in 2018 and Kenya was a host, this conference bore the blue economy frontier as a new frontier. And you're right, the former president, former team at his office of the president, to come up with modalities on how we can be able to bring economic impact in this blue economy space. So through the wisdom of the current president, our president, Dr. William Ruto, he found it wise now to have blue economy as a standalone department with a mandate according to the executive order. So within that blue economy space, there's a department for fisheries and aquaculture, which was existing previously in the former regime. And now there's a whole directorate of blue economy with a director and staff there. So the purpose of this blue economy team is to look at other elements within the blue space and see how we can be able to empower our communities. One of the strategies we have done is come up with a blue economy strategy. We'll be inviting you, of course, for the launch in the next couple of months. This strategy will assist us to see how do we create this frontier to the next level. How do we come up with a master plan to ensure that, yes, this is a strategy? How do we implement this strategy as government, as private sector, as development partners? So all that is the elements you have done as a ministry. So to also answer your question previously, we have other elements we are working in the maritime sector. Now we are doing maritime transport. We already have companies that are doing water transport across and cargo transport and people transport across the shores of Lake Victoria. We are working with my colleagues in the maritime sector to see how we can do cabotage. Cabotage is last mile connectivity for container terminals. Once the big containers come and dock in the port of Mombasa or the port of Lamu, who will do the last mile connectivity? So we are doing that in the sphere of building ships to do last mile connectivity. We're also working to see how we can bring tourism in the blue economy. If you go to these countries like Dubai and these other countries in Europe, they have yachts. How do you be able to bring tourism in this space? So blue economy is not only fisheries and aquaculture, and also to be able to achieve that, we are working on a spatial plan. This week, we'll be privileged to launch the Lake Victoria Spatial Plan. If you want to become an investor in the blue economy space, for example, in Lake Victoria, if you want to do a cage farming, you'll be told, Maura, this is a space you can do cage farming. If you want to do maritime transport, these are the routes. If you want to do capture, these are the routes. So let me
cut you short there so that we take a break and then we'll return and you tell us more about the opportunities which we have here. This is Sema na Sports, Bonga na Gava. Sema na Sports,
Bonga na Gava.
Sema na Sports,
Bonga na Gava.
Hapo hapo.
The Government of Kenya, through the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, in partnership with the UN Habitat, welcomes you to the resumed second session of the United Nations Habitat Assembly. The focus will be adequate housing for all and the adoption of the UN Habitat Strategic Plan for the period 2026 to 2029 to be held at the United Nations Complex in Gigiri, Nairobi from Thursday the 29th of May to Friday the 30th of May 2025. Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Alice Wahome, accompanied by the Principal Secretary of the State Department for Housing and Urban Development, Charles Hinga, and the Executive Director of UN Habitat, Ms. Anna Claudia Rosbach, will grace the Assembly. Join global leaders, policymakers, and urban development experts as we advance inclusive dialogue and collective action toward a sustainable urban future for all.
Are you thinking about your future? Saving through a registered retirement benefit scheme allows you to save up to 30,000 shillings every month tax-free, and investment income from the scheme is completely tax-exempt, meaning your money grows even faster, especially when you factor the power of compound interest. Withdrawals of retirement benefits are tax-exempt for retirees who reach retirement age as specified in scheme rules, retire early on grounds of ill health, or have been members of a scheme for at least 20 years. This tax exemption also applies in payment of retirement annuity and gratuity. Further, contributions you make to post-retirement medical funds are now tax-deductible up to 15,000 shillings per month. This provides an immediate tax benefit and greater peace of mind for future healthcare needs. Remember, retirement benefits prevents old age poverty, offer emergency funds for illness or job loss, and offers financial protection to your dependents. Join a registered pension plan today. Reduce your tax burden and enjoy your retirement to the fullest. For more information, visit our website at www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Across our great nation, transformation begins at the grassroots. Now, the journey to better service delivery, stronger governance, and empowered counties enters a bold new chapter. Join us for the official launch of the second Kenya Devolution Support Program, KDSP2, on May 27th from 12 p.m. at Enashipai Resort and Spa. This 4-year World Bank-funded initiative will strengthen county performance in managing and coordinating public resources, ensuring every Kenyan counts. The chief guest will be His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. The second Kenya Devolution Support Program, strengthening county performance in financing, management, coordination, and accountability of resources.
Je, umewahi kuwa na deni ya KRA? Basi, usiwe na shaka. KRA wakishirikiana na KBC wamekuandalia roadshow murwa kabisa. Jiunge nasi tukufahamishe kuhusu KRA Tax Amnesty Program na jinsi utakavyoweza kusamehewa adhabu na riba na KRA. Pia, tutakuwa tunakusaidia kujaza fomu za kodi za mwaka 2024 na kukusaidia na huduma za KRA kwa mtaa wako. Jumatano tarehe 28 mwezi Mei, tutakuwa Kisumu City. Tutazuru Kenyatta Grounds, Kibuye, Mamboleo, Kawosh, Manyata, Ahero, Nyamasaria, Nyalenda Stage, Kondele, kisha turejee Kenyatta Grounds. KRA, tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
Pamela. Where is Pamela?
Morning, Grandma. Morning, Grandpa.
Snow. Take your tea.
Who texted you in the morning?
Hey.
Why are you not in school?
I cannot go to school with trauma.
Unbelievable.
Umepatikanaje huko? Si nimefikiria nitakutadana hapa.
Time ulikuwa unafaa kunisaidia, ulinipeana nikauawe.
Imagine hiyo haikuwa plan yangu.
Care to explain?
Words have ears.
Acha nikwambie. I will fight my tooth to the bone. No.
What brings you here?
We used to work with your dad.
Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice,
we have to do it twice.
Welcome back to Sema na Spokes, Bonga na Gava. Sema na Spokes,
Na Gava.
Sema na Spokes, Gava iko hapa. Kuna Spokes mwenyewe na kuna PS, Blue Economy and Fisheries, Madam Betsy Mudhoni Jagi. Now, PS, kuna kitu ulikuwa unatuambia hapo. Hebu malizia kidogo ndio tukuje kwa stories zingine nataka kukuuliza hapa kidogo. Ndipo tuende kwa hawa wadi tuone kama wako na mastori ama ni maristo watuambie.
So in a nutshell, Maura, as a Blue Economies Department, we have been able to do 2 policy documents, a strategic plan.
Okay.
We are doing a master plan for Lake Victoria for the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
We're also planning to do the one for Lake Turkana. We have also done 8 regulations and an order. So all these instruments of policy, they have not been done before. So we have done them in the last 2 years so that we can be able to focus on blue economy.
Let's clap for PS and That's wonderful.
Yes.
So because there was no policy for blue economy before.
Yes, yes.
So that you set the standards.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. And we've been able to achieve this, and I want to thank the President for the support. I want to thank both houses, the Senate and the National Assembly. We have passed these instruments through the two houses. We want to support them. And of course, I cannot forget to thank my team, the State Department for Blue Economy and Fisheries, the ABO team, the institutions within the blue economy. We have a research institution, we have a regulator.
What are the sagas under your State Department?
We have the Kenya Marine Research and Fisheries Institute that has been there since, I don't think you were born then. It's old. It's a team of scientists and professors.
When was it started? Now that you are questioning when I was born.
I don't want to tell people your age, but it started in the 70s.
In the 70s. So I was certainly not born because actually I'm 43. No, I'm 42. I'm turning 43 next week on Thursday. So mlete my birthday gifts hapo I'll be turning 43 hata ukiona mandevu. Mimi tuna miaka 43 kidogo. Sitaki kuuza yako. You know, all girls, all ladies are sweet.
Sweet 16 till we die. Anyway, so Maura, that institution is full of scientists and professors who have gone to school and learned about across the globe. Actually, I'll give you an example of one. One of the scientists who manages the blue carbon is called Dr. Cairo. Is respected across the globe, not only Africa. So I'm telling you, we have the best of the best in the team. So that knowledge with that team, of course, my predecessor, the former PS, Professor Nteba, Dr. Owino, these are gentlemen that have created this blue economy sector.
Professor Michelle Nteba and I were Sunday school teachers. Somewhere, long time ago. Now that we talk about him,
Yes.
Yeah.
A good man. He has left a lot of institutional memory with the team, and we picked up from where they left. So I cannot say that we did all this by ourselves, but we did it with the team behind us. And I really want to appreciate them and acknowledge them. And wonderful. I cannot forget to mention my boss, Hassan Ali Joho, our minister.
Hassan Joho.
Yes.
Mwenyewe.
Yes.
Yeah, tupigie Hassan Joho makofi. The new Minister for Mining and Blue Economy.
For the last 8 months, we were able to push all these projects to where we are today. So he's a visionary leader. He's very hardworking. He pushes us to the wall.
Yes.
And we have to deliver.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now let's come back now to the issue of mayouth wako na opportunity gani hapa. Nilikuwa huko Homa Bay na utuambie pia kwa nini tunaenda Homa Bay. Alafu nikashangaa kuko na ile paya. It's a mini port. I think it was constructed about 600 million shillings.
Yes.
Tulikuwa huko na kulikuwa na watu wa juzi. Baadaye nilikuwa nimepoteza kamera yangu hapo nilikuwa yani simu naona kama
nimepoteza maisha.
Nimepoteza maisha. Lakini kwa sababu kuna wale watu wetu wa KDF nobody had picked it so nikaipata. So tell us what are the opportunities. I could see like it is shorter to go to Kisumu by water than going by road even to Uganda. What are the opportunities? I could see Kabunde airstrip. Naona hapo it's very easy to go to the Mara, you know. So what are the blue economy opportunities and why Homa Bay? Why are we going there? We keep on hearing Kabonyo landing sites. You know, what is there? What are the investments? Tuambie ndio to show.
Sawa. Why Homa Bay? Of course, all the counties that have a coastline or a lake region are very critical to the blue economy sector. But through the wisdom and the support that we need to profile various counties, and I'm sure these are progress. Last year we went to for the other celebration in Kwale, and previous years we have gone to other counties. This year we are doing Homa Bay for Madaraka celebrations. If you look at Lake Victoria specifically, Kenya owns 6% of the lake. Only. But 2/3 of that lake, it's domiciled in Homa Bay. So Homa Bay has a great potential for the youth, for the women, for the fisher folk. And I also want to thank the governor, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, for the support. This team could not have been possible if it was not also for the support of the county government. I need to give her a shout out. She's very supportive.
And by the way, for your information, Wanga and I also went to the same university. We were student leaders.
Now you can see the leaders are formed from that university and student leaders. Yes.
And she's the first woman governor.
Yes, very nice lady, very supportive, very visionary. So it's a lady that we have worked closely with. And
but do you want to join politics at some point?
Never say never, but for now, to be honest, I need to serve the people of Kenya, support His Excellency the President to deliver on his manifesto.
Because he's a visionary leader, he is suave, active, committed
Absolutely.
to the transformation of this nation.
Yes.
Na saa ingine, by the way, wacha nikwambie wewe mse unatucheki hapa hivi na Sema na Spokes, Bonga na Gava. We can never have a better president than His Excellency President William Ruto. Because he's very committed. Kama hii stories za Mukuru, surana zimeingia na vizuri. Now the people they are able to own homes. So now let's see, tumemaliza hiyo mambo, tumeenda kule Soweto, sasa tunakuja mambo ya fish. Watu walikuwa nafikiri fish tu ni za watu wa
Kabonyo itafanyika sasa, waende ground waone.
Iko unatupeleka Kabonyo?
Na kupeleka Kabonyo.
Haya basi hapo.
So to go now to the opportunity for our youths. As you said very clearly, I told you blue economy is not only fishing.
Yes.
Fishing is one of the opportunity. We are doing cage farming. Cage culture is a new frontier in the blue economy space. There are many private sector and also some BMUs who have invested in cage fishing. Cage fishing contributes to almost 8.7 billion of our GDP.
8.7
billion. Cage farming alone.
Haya, waji okay today. Ebu shika hiyo ni ya kesho.
Opportunity
Yani
there.
8.7 billion
to our GDP.
That is blue economy?
Yes, in blue economy.
8.7
But overall
billion.
GDP contribution of the blue economy is 37 billion for the last financial year.
No, let me understand this.
Yes.
Kuja pole pole. PS. Sasa ukisikia mangondo, sasa mambo inabadilika. Unanishuaje ati economy ya blue economy, yani pesa ile inaingia kwenye hiyo na watu wa Gava quotes, mshike hiyo maneno, Gava quotes, ati 8.7 billion. Hiyo ni ile ya nini?
Aquaculture farming.
Cage aquaculture farming.
Yes.
8.7 billion.
Yes.
Na hii 37 ya nini?
37 billion is the revenues and the money that we collect from the fisheries sector, the entire sector. If you look at the Indian Ocean, the other lakes, Lake
37 billion.
Yes.
So there's a lot of money.
There's a lot of, and we have not even tapped the potential.
What about this? We hear about the high sea, what do you call it?
The deep sea fishing.
Yeah, deep sea, yeah.
Yes, that is also
that
a
we have the
contributor.
best tuna in the
yes,
world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah? It's a breeding ground.
The high seas in Lamu, you'll find the tuna, the Rolls Royce of tuna.
Yeah.
Yes. So you'll find it in Lamu region.
So it's a 37 billion economy.
It's a
as at now.
But the potential,
based
on the teams, the way the scientists and the team, the way the economists have looked at the blue economy, the potential for blue economy is between 150 billion to 300 billion. So we have not even tapped too much of it.
What?
Yes.
Capture that. Yes. 150 to 300. That is to mean, if you look at development budget, it can almost finance the whole of it. Because then it was about 291 to 300 billion there. Yes. Wow. And it's only a poultry now 37 billion.
Yes.
And cage aquaculture, ebu niongee vizuri nisifanye kukula mudomo.
Cage
aquaculture, 8.7 billion.
Yes. Yeah. And if you look at the contribution to our GDP, as I mentioned earlier, that was more of the revenue.
Yes,
it's 0.4%. So our focus is at least
of the GDP
is fisheries.
Madam PS.
It's fisheries. We have not even gone to the blue economy itself.
That's only fisheries?
That's only fisheries and aquaculture.
Wow. Gone. We are amazed. Mnashangaa kusikia mastori. Nani alikuwa anajua hii story kama hata mimi kama spokes sikuwa najua hiyo maneno.
So one of the interventions the government is doing and that's why I keep saying the president went to every county. All the riparian counties, all the 47 counties, but I'll be very specific to the coastal counties and the lake counties.
Yes.
He went to all of them. He met the fisher folk.
Okay.
In the country, we have 450 BMUs, beach management units.
450 beach management units.
Yes.
Please maybe explain to our viewer here at home, what is a BMU?
A beach management unit is a unit that is actually they are gazetted, they're in the law. They form the fishermen, the boat makers, Mama Karanga, the youth in fisheries, the aquaculture farmers, everybody in the entire ecosystem of fisheries and aquaculture forms the beach management unit.
So when you say we have 450, how are they organized? Because
they are organized per beach.
I found a BMU around the Congo estuary. Nitashinda nikisema hapo, sababu niona hii nikasikia BMU, naona wako sawa. I even know, I think you've given them some grants or something.
Yes.
So tell us, how do they form and how do they benefit?
So the 450 BMUs, they're across the country. So they're organized into those groups as per the landing sites, beach landing sites. We have 77 beach landing sites that are gazetted in our fisheries act.
So again, we are getting the data here.
Yes.
First, you said 8.7 billion in the cage and aquaculture.
Yes.
37 billion in terms of, please capture this, our people.
Yes.
37 billion in terms of the current economy, fisheries alone. But the whole potential is between 150 to 300 billion.
Yes.
Now you're telling us that fisheries alone is 0.4% of the GDP.
Yes.
And then now you are telling us we have 450 BMUs.
Made up of over 100,000 members.
So 450 BMUs, over 100,000 members. Okay?
Yes.
Naona watu wangu wanaandika hapa kabisa. And then 77 What?
Beach landing sites that are gazetted for beach
77
management.
beach landing sites.
Yes, that are
And how
gazetted.
many of those that have we developed as a government?
So as government, in the previous regime, we found a few that had been developed, but they have not been completed. So we have been able to complete 8
Okay.
in the last 2 years. And we are developing an additional 15.
Okay, so
Yes.
8. And then the last 2 years, we are developing another 15.
Another 15.
I'm also aware that in the Nyanza region, there are 9.
Yes.
So are they all the 8 and then plus 1 that is being developed?
Yes, in the Nyanza region, we are doing 8.
Yes.
We are doing 9, sorry, as you said it correctly.
Yes, yes.
We are doing 3 in Homa Bay.
Okay.
There's
Please capture
Nyantiwa,
that. 3 in Homa Bay.
Akula, Mainuga in Homa Bay. We are doing Siaya, we are doing Wichlum, and Asembo Bay in Siaya.
I also saw another called Mulukoba.
Yes,
Where is this
Mulukoba, it was
Mulukoba?
completed
Okay.
in the last financial year. It's in Busia,
Okay.
but we'll also add another one in Busia called Bumbe.
Bumbe.
In
Okay.
Migori, we have done Sori.
Okay.
So we are doing another one in a location called Got Kachola.
Got Kachola.
And then
So Got is mountain, Got Kachola.
Got
So that is
Kachola.
Achola's mountain.
Yes. And another one in Muhuru Bay, where the president was there a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And then we are doing 2 in Kisumu. It's Asat and Ogal.
So tell me about this Kabonyo Kanyagwal,
Yes.
where the president, he loves about it, and also the Kogingam fish market. I mean, we were there when it was only 37% as my office.
Yes.
We were briefed during the PSS meeting, it was at 87%.
Yes.
But now when we went with you the other day, it's now ready to be opened.
Yes.
Tell us about Kabonyo Kanyagwal and that Koginga fish market. What do you expect, as a country? How does it help the women folk? There has been some bad behavior that we are hearing. I don't want to say the word starting with the jar. Maneno.
Yes.
How is it empowering women so they can be self-sufficient, so that they are not exploited? Yes.
If you look at Kabonyo,
Yes.
Kabonyo, as I said earlier, it's a vision of the department. Kabonyo is a 1.3 billion project. 1.3 billion project.
1.3 billion.
Yes.
Wow.
It's an aquaculture center of excellence.
Let's clap for that. That's an aquaculture center of excellence.
Yes.
So that people can come and benchmark with it.
Yes.
Wonderful.
The fisher folk will have a place where they can go learn. The youth will go learn about aquaculture farming. You remember I said there's capture fisheries. Capture is when you go and do the actual fishing in the lake. Aquaculture or cage culture is when cage is where you put the cages and you do aquaculture, you put the fingerlings and you can be able to put the feed for the fish to grow to a period of 8 months.
Okay.
And also aqua is when you do it on land. You put the ponds, you put the liners, and you put the predator nets and all that. So that is, Kabonyo will be able to produce 7 million fingerlings per quarter.
Wow.
It will support,
again another clap. 7 million fingerlings per quarter. What does that mean to the people?
It means what it means to the people. Currently the price of fingerlings is around 10 shillings.
So you're talking about 70 million in 3 months.
Yes.
That is about
7 million in 3 months. Yes.
No, that times 10 now.
Yes.
That's 70 million in 3 months.
Yes.
Divide by 3, we are talking about 63, 64, 33, 34. I don't know how much with the 23, 24 million.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So this center will be able to train the fisher folk. If you want to do, for the youths, if you want, people think fishing is for the old. It's not. There are many youths who are doing fisheries.
Yes.
In both in the cages and also doing.
So what about the Koginga market? Tell us about the women and the dignifying of women.
Yes, you're right. About the market,
Yes.
Our women, and you said it very clearly, but we shouldn't be shy away to say this. In previously, there are issues about sex for fish, where our women don't have a decent place to sell the fish. Our women don't have a decent place to even go to work. Maybe you have a small baby.
Yes.
They need to have creches where you go with your baby.
Yes.
You can go nurse your baby and come back and sell the fish. You have a place, cold storage facilities whereby you can be able to store your product and sell it the next day. Manage the post harvest, process.
Yes.
And so
we do away
on and
with
so
this
forth.
man.
Exactly.
Now that tumesema
Exactly.
tuongee cha ukweli.
Yeah.
Hii ndio kusema na spokes, Bonga na Gava. Sema na spokes.
So for our women, we need to support them in that.
Yeah.
So that market is very key for our women. I really love supporting our women. And you see, some of the women are already organized in groups.
Yes.
And we'll continue. One of the programs now we are working on is, of course, to now be able to empower our women. We even have a program we want to look at the omena value chain, because women are very key on the omena value chain.
Yes.
So these are the programs. Maybe to mention so that we don't get lost in the translation. The landing sites we are doing.
Yes.
They have cold storage facilities.
Very
they
good.
have ice making machines.
Okay.
Ukienda kuvua, unachukua barafu yako unaenda nayo kwa uvuo, unavua. so that the fish, you are able to preserve the fish. It has a meeting for the BME units. It's solar panel, water desalination.
So it's actually a green.
It's a all green facility. Ecosystem. And the cost is around 1.5 billion. So this administration has been able to do that. I don't want to leave the coast region. If you look at the coast region, we're also doing an additional 5 landing sites. Mukowe in Lamu, Kipini in Mukowe in Lamu, Kipini in Tana River, Kidongo in Mombasa, Kilifi Central in Kilifi, and Moepe in Kwale.
Wonderful. Now, PS, let me hold your thoughts on that, because we want now to move to this other direction, so that it's not just me and you. Sema na spokes Bonga na Gava means unasema na spokes na pia wananchi wana Bonga na Gava. Now we have 2 segments. We'll have the live audience here. These are our people who wako huko kwa mtandaoni. Unajua tunaongea kwa ground, kwa mtandao na kwa mahewa. We are now in all of those. Kwa ground tumekuwa na wewe, sasa tuko na tutaenda pia Homa Bay. Sasa tusikie watu wa mtandaoni wanasema nini, alafu tuende pia kwingineko. So we are live here. So number 1, tuambie unaitwa nani na swali lako unataka ni swali gani? We are going to take all the 5 questions because of time. So PS, maybe you may want to have a pen and paper, and then you'll answer, you know, freestyle. Haya, tuambie unaitwa nani?
Asante. I am Mwangi Kidhambo. I am a resident of Murang'a County, and thank you, the spokesperson, for this chance where we are able to converse with our government. To Madam PS, I understand your department is in the docket of mining. So there have been allegations that our resources are getting looted. Actually, I want you to debunk and ascertain whether that is correct or not. Also, in specific to your Department of Blue Economy and Fisheries, I want you to tell us what are some of the interventions that as a government you have put in place to ensure that our resources do not get looted by foreigners in the facade of tourism at the expense of our local fishermen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Tumkapia huyo bwana Gidhambo. Let's come to next. Introduce yourself. Which country you come from?
Thank you. My name is Imbai Stoli Jodi. I come from Kakamega County. I'm a resident of Lugari constituency, but I also live here in Nairobi. Thank you, my friend, our government spokesperson, and pleasure meeting you, Madam PS. My question is pertaining blue economy, Madam PS. There was a government plan to construct a very big dam along River Nzoia. River Nzoia is one of the biggest rivers in the Republic of Kenya. And one of the usefulness of that dam was, number 1, to offer local community opportunity to do fish farming, both keg aquaculture included. Number 2, it was to produce hydroelectric power. Number 3, it was also to be used in recreation games.
So what is your question?
What is the government plan in reviving that plan so that it assists the local community also for providing water for irrigation?
Okay, thank you very much. Let's come to number 3. About that person. Let's have a lady now. We have a lady.
Okay, thank you. My name's Anne from Kajiado County.
Anne who? Same your
Anne Lante from Kajiado County.
Lante.
Yes.
Sova.
What step is the ministry making to attract foreign and local investment in Kenya maritime sector?
Thank you. Number 4. Let's go. We are having only 5 questions. Who is next? Yes, introduce yourself and the county you come from.
My name is Larry Rono from Nandi County, and my question is what technological advancements are being adopted to improve fisheries management and marine conservation, and are there any plans to develop the Kenya's capacity in marine biotechnology and oxygen research?
Thank you. The final question. Who is doing the final question? Is it another lady or another gentleman? Please introduce yourself and the county you come from.
Okay, my name is Kennedy Udemba from Kiambu County. Thank you for this opportunity. My question is mainly to the youths, and some of us who come from the Red Rock counties, we have very minimal knowledge about fisheries and all that, and maybe we would want to know how fishery or how fishing is done, maybe the knowledge itself, the budget. How is the ministry, or how is the ministry supporting the youths like some of us who'd like to venture into that business?
Okay. Yes, and finally, I can see somebody called Jaggy here. She's your namesake. Tell us, tell us which country you come from and what question you want to ask. Yes. You are the last one.
My name is Meshak Njagi.
You are from which county?
I'm from Embu County.
But you see now our PS is from Tarakanini County.
We're just
so there's no relations.
Yeah, neighbors. So my question is, mostly concerning the youth. You've said there's plan already underway to engage the youth in improving the blue economy and also making their livelihood there. So what I want to know is, what other plans are there for the youth apart from the two that you've mentioned?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now over to you, PS.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Allow me to reference to my notebook. I'll start with my brother here, Mwangi, about illegal mining. I believe from the various couple of months and weeks, you have seen our cabinet secretary, together with my colleagues in the mining sector, the PS, Harry Mutai, Kimtai, go around the country to be able to curb this illegal mining. But you see, what we are doing also as a ministry is to organize the miners, artisanal miners, into cooperatives, so that they can be able to tap into these resources and be able to be trained in a more sustainable way. So one of the challenges is facing is illegal mining, but they are doing this because sometimes maybe they don't know how to do it correctly, effectively. We are also involving the county government. Once they are organized into cooperatives, before you get any license, especially for the big miners, you have to get consent from the county and from the community. And also there's the element of revenue sharing for these royalties that you get from the mining sector. 10% goes to the the community, for community development projects, which the communities have to agree into. 20% to county government and 70% to national government.
Revenue sharing, royalties sharing formula.
So all these interventions, the cabinet secretary together with my colleague have been able to put together with the counties that do mining, or they are very key in mining sector. These interventions have been able to curb the illegal mining. And of course, we have to capacity building our artisanal miners.
Okay. And also, just to support you, PS, I saw the PS, the CS Joho, and also the PS Harry Kimtai, who we were with in the Ministry of Health before. They were having an investor in Tiati, and they are going to have a diatomite company. Some few days ago, and it's going to create 250 jobs. Also, further, the deputy president made an announcement the other day that now we are going to have a gold processing company in Ikolomani. In Ikolomani is actually a corruption of the word gold mine, Kolomani, Ikolomani. So we can see the work that you're doing. So kudos to the CS Joho and also Harry Kimtai, and of course it's your ministry, which had to be started from scratch. There was no such ministry, previously.
And before the current regime, there was a moratorium whereby mining was not happening for the last 4 years. So with the leadership of His Excellency the President, the moratorium was lifted. So the CS, as you said it very clearly, and the PS, they are very key interventions. We have identified 14 strategic minerals, coltan and the likes, lithium and copper, even copper. So these interventions are the ones that are going to attract investors into the country.
So PS, that's okay. Now, if you can run within a minute
I'll
or so,
go to the interventions about our resources being...
in 1 minute or so?
Yes, our resources being rooted, or rather there's illegal fishing, especially in the deep sea. What we have done, we have invested in patrol boats. We were able to get 6 patrol boats worth 350 million. And we have a vessel monitoring system to curb IUU. The center, the Monitoring, Surveillance and Control Center, is based in Mombasa, and also it's also in Lake Victoria. We work closely with Coast Guard, Kenya Fisheries Service, and other security agencies to ensure that we curb illegal fishing, especially in our waters. I'll go to Jordi Juston about Livanzoya and the dam fish farming. Our ministry, we have been able also to come up with...
So, PS, I'm to be told that you summarize because of time.
Let me summarize, yes. So for the dam, this talking of the dam, we have come up with a stocking density plan, which we'll be able to implement. That will be able to guide on how we're going to stock the dams. When it comes to foreign and local vessels, we have done already training for over 5,000 youths, as he said, the opportunity for the youths who have been employed to our vessels for seafarers, and we'll continue doing training. We have trained over 10,000 coxswains so that they can be able to do fishing and other related activities. When it comes to technology, I want to commend my brother Rono, who has said what are the interventions. We are doing a lot of technology interventions with our marine institutes. We are doing a lot of bioprospecting, whereby we use the products from the deep sea to do pharmaceutical and makeup products. When it comes to the last one, I'll combine the question for Kennedy and Meshach on the youth interventions. We have facilities that we are supporting the youths. In the coastal region, we have been able to support facilities worth around close to 3.2 billion, and we are working on a program to see how we can continue supporting the youths.
Thank you. Now, finally, over to the podcast. Only one question because of time. Over to the social media because those are our listeners. One or two most important questions. Over to you.
Question number one comes from Mustafa Mohammed from Kilifi. Is asking, how is the ministry ensuring that the safety of Kenya waters? Question number two from Facebook is asking, is the ministry...
What was the name of the person in Facebook?
This is Twitter. It's Mustafa Mohammed from Twitter.
Okay.
Question from Facebook is calling himself Fisherman 001.
Okay.
He's asking, is the ministry involved in improving transport for fisheries value chains? Then from TikTok, we have someone called Atieno Gertrude. Are there projects targeting inland fisheries and aquaculture? Finally, on Facebook, there is Hilary Kiprono asking what steps are being taken to ensure the aquaculture system, ecosystem is protected.
So in a nutshell, PS, answer that and give us our closing remarks.
So in a nutshell, to answer my friends in the social media platform, 001, there's Mustafa, there's Atieno. As I said earlier, to ensure that we protect our waters, I talked about the Monitoring, Control and Surveillance Center, and we have patrol boats. We work very closely with the other security agencies to patrol our waters. We have vessel monitoring systems. We have electronic monitoring system in our vessels, and also we are going a step further. We are developing search and rescue centers across the inland waters and across the coast. One is being developed in Kisumu, the largest center. The president was there to commission it sometime last year, and it's a project for at least 3.6 billion that will be able to ensure that we monitor our waters, especially even Lake Victoria. Okay. When it comes to other inland waters, we are working with the government of Kingdom of Netherlands on a project for Lake Victoria to be able to support the Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana, not Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana. And also we are developing 2 fish markets in Kalakol and Longalawen.
Okay, so finally, because we still have another time, give us your final remarks, and then after you finish, you stand with me here, then we'll finish together.
Yes, my final remarks, one is to thank our viewers today, our listeners today, and to emphasize that blue economy, we're no longer talking about it as the next frontier. It's the in thing. We have to make it work.
Okay.
And we are the people to make it work.
Okay.
And to invite everybody for the Blue Economy Summit in Homa Bay from 28th to 30th, and of course, Madaraka Day in 1st June in Homa Bay County.
That's it for us today.
Thank you so much.
Sema na spokes, Bonga na Gava. Sema na spokes, Bonga na Gava. Until next time, God bless you. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. Thank you.
Thank you, Maura. You are